Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, a simple issue solved, years later, a special thank you. You cannot use the old desktops. Use the new ones. When they clearly haven't read anything. Power troubleshooter. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. A simple issue solved, years later, a special thank you. Years ago, I worked as an entry-level tech at a large company. Basically, I did simple things and the stuff other people didn't think was worth their time. One day, a woman who works there sends a ticket for a computer that has caused an important document to disappear. Due to many employees overusing the term important, this gets shuffled to me. I make my way to her office only to find that it's not actually her work computer, but her personal laptop that has made her important document disappear. Also, the important document that is missing is not for work, but is the manuscript for the 300-plus page novel she's written outside of work, and for some reason she has only saved in one location. I know that normally I'm not supposed to do anything with personal computers, and certainly not if it has nothing to do with their actual work for the company. But since I'm there, I agree to look at the laptop, which she has already booted up and sitting there ready for me. She shows me that she can't open the document from the shortcut on the desktop, and it's always worked before. I search for the actual file and can't find it. Okay, back to this shortcut. Where is it located? On an external drive of some sort. Me, did you recently remove anything from this computer? Her, yeah. I took out the thing on the side because it was getting annoying. My mouse cord kept getting caught on it. Me, do you have it with you? Her, yeah. Fishes in purse, here it is. She hands me a back then version of a USB drive. Like many back then things, it was physically larger than our modern versions, but storage space was of course smaller. She'd attached this still relatively small drive to what I can best describe as a long thin stick, which I think was supposed to be some kind of novelty keychain. Anyway, I get this monstrosity into the USB drive and click the shortcut, and like magic her document begins to open. Yes, begins is the appropriate word given its length, and well, this was years ago, so slower tech. She is thrilled and profusely thanks me for recovering her lost document. I remove the giant stick thing and replace it with a company lanyard, since we had hundreds of extra company lanyards laying around for some reason. I also take a few extra minutes to show her how to save to her hard drive, and the external drive, and set up and explain a free online account where she can save the document just in case. She is incredibly happy and can't thank me enough. I wink and tell her, just don't tell anyone I was working on your personal computer, and she smiles and agrees. I go on about my day, and in my time there I never interact with her again. Remember, large company. So it's now years later, I no longer work at the company in question, but I get an email from my old supervisor. Someone I'd helped while I was there wants to get in touch with me, and is it okay to pass along my personal email? Sure. A few days later I get an email from her. I'll summarize to make sure I don't give away anything I shouldn't, and this stays anonymized. She recaps the day I helped her and apologizes, saying she now knows how computer illiterate she was back then. She says that her novel was published and sold quite well, and without my help she probably would have lost the manuscript, as her external drive eventually got broken, but she had backup copies thanks to me. She asks for my mailing address because she wants to send me something. I reply and say some nice things and give her the information. Several days later I get a package. It is a copy of her novel. On the title page inside it says, "To my computer angel, for helping make this possible." And she signed it. Of course I sent her an email of thanks. The book is an incredibly good read too. You cannot use the old desktops. Use the new ones. My workplace had been replacing 2014-era desktop computers with new ones. The old desktop's specifications: i3 or i5 Haswell, 8 GB RAM, SSD. The new desktops: i3 KB Lake, 2017 era CPU. 4 GB RAM, removable media is banned at that workplace, so I can't use USB sticks for the ReadyBoost. HDD. The company also uses security products where they use more than 0.5 GB RAM and half of the HDD's disk I/O. For anyone that used Windows 10 on a HDD, you can imagine exactly how those computers run. The new desktops often took about half an hour for them to be usable enough to load a web browser, Excel and Outlook. The old desktops only took a few minutes for the boot process, logging in, and loading those applications. One day the new desktop was stuck loading for over an hour, and that included a restart about 15 minutes into the first loading when it displayed a black screen. I told the IT department about it, and they told me to just keep waiting. They were definitely not interested in investigating the problem. I dumped that computer somewhere else and brought back the decommissioned old desktop. Fast forward a few weeks later and IT had switched out my old desktop with the new one. And I had an email instructing me not use a decommissioned desktop again. Of course I printed out that email. When the new desktop was stuck loading for over an hour again, I decided to just browse the internet on my phone and find other things to do, while letting IT know every half an hour or so about it being stuck loading. Every time they told me to just keep waiting. My supervisor and manager, both who had also been angry with the new computers, left me alone when I explained the instructions from IT. Record time was about 3 hours. I pulled up Task Manager at the 1 hour mark. It took about 20 minutes for the lock screen to appear and another 20 minutes for Task Manager to finish loading. It showed the disk I/O usage was at 100%, the RAM usage was at about 95% usage, high number of compressed memory, and the CPU sitting at about 30% usage. Even my somewhat IT illiterate manager said what a pile of S******. The bad news is that most of the old desktops were already thrown away. The good news is that the IT department is potentially getting funds to buy new desktops in the next fiscal quarter. No idea what the hardware specs will be though. They're still going to stick with the security products though. But hey, why worry about ransomware when the security products make the slow computers too slow to run the malware? Good luck trying to encrypt or exfiltrate the files when the OS and the security products are trashing the HDD. When they clearly haven't read anything. This one's short but sweet. At my work we have a text channel in Slack where people can ask their IT-related questions. We are pretty high volume and each post is considered its own interaction. This person posted in this chat twice and another technician was helping him already with his first post. Me, hi caller, I'm reaching out to you regarding your Slack post. It looks like another tech has picked up your previous post and there has been a ticket created for this here. Insert ticket number. Please continue communication with them or refer to the ticket with any updates regarding your issue. Caller, yes PLS. Me, hi caller, can you reread my previous message? Based off of your response I'm not sure you understood what I sent you. No response. I can't tell you how many times I take my time to explain and lay it out for them, all in one concise, easy to read message. Only for them to not read it and give me a response that has nothing to do with anything I just wrote. Power troubleshooter. After working in some various jobs, shipping agent, sales, admin, translations, but always being the person everyone asked for help to fix their computer, I gave up and decided to make that my job description. I enrolled in an evening class at the university and got a job working at the internal IT help desk at a big telco. The people who called in were employees all over the country. This was the mid-90s and this telco was the main provider of telephone and internet access in the country, especially once you got out of the big cities. They had offices and stores of various sizes all over the country. A lady called from one of the small stores in a town out in the boondocks. Her computer wouldn't turn on. She pressed the power button and nothing happened. No light went on, no beep, no hard drive or fan noise, nothing. This was one of the computers which had a socket in the power supply that you connected the monitor to, and normally the little light on the monitor would come on as soon as you pressed the computer power button. But nothing happened here. Obviously, the power supply was completely broken. I was about to send the ticket on to the nearest tech center for a site visit, which would mean a couple of hours' drive for somebody, when I got an idea. Before I send the tech out, let me ask you something. Do you have a desk light by any chance? She did. Is it working? It was. If you unplug the computer, and you plug the desk lamp into that power outlet, does the desk lamp still work? It did not. Great. You'll have to get a splitter if you want to use both the desk lamp and the computer. And call the janitor about the bad outlet. It's amazing how much you can solve if you just ask the right questions.